Do it. Oh, we hit record. Didn't see you do that. Now we're here. Boop. That was the song.
All right, they're getting shorter.
They are. It might have to do with my the amount of coffee in my brain by the time we hit record. I've had 2 sips.
Just 2 sips?
I saw somebody on Twitter was like, Kaitlyn, I'm really concerned about you because literally the intro to every How to Not episode is you going, I didn't sleep.
There's a pattern. There's
I'm
a little bit of
there
pattern.
definitely is. How are you?
I'm good. I'm back on the coffee. I'm specifically just doing coffee for recordings. So well, in the same way that you have a pattern of
not sleeping.
You come to these episodes having not slept, and that is your ingredient, your key ingredient to this procedure. I have tracked my own performance over the course of how much coffee versus non-coffee is in my system, and I think I'm good. I think I'm in a good place.
Oh yeah, I think the coffee is a definitely good ingredient.
Now, flash forward to years from now, where I have a horrible, debilitating addiction.
Just coffee addiction.
It's like, you gotta do it for the show, Rob. You gotta do it for the show.
And you're like, but the show's not even happening today. And you're like, you gotta keep
the show ended years ago.
Anyways.
Welcome to How to Not. This is a show where we read WikiHow articles to learn how to be real, normal human beings. My name is Rob Moden.
I'm Kaitlyn Alexander.
And so today we have something where everyone has this experience. Either you have been this person or you have received antagonism from this person. And so I think our advice to any young people listening out there is that you should be the person giving out the antagonism because it's the only way to survive. Yeah, the only way to survive is to be antagonistic. And that's something I learned very, very early on. And it's why I'm such an asshole. I'm kidding. I'm pretty You couldn't
nice.
even get to the end of that sentence.
I could not.
But this article is called
How to Be a Mean Girl.
Right.
Just to give you some background about this, it has 3.25 stars.
Okay. Out of 5.
102 co-authors, and it was last updated 5 days ago with 300,000 views.
Okay. So a lot of mini Regina Georges out there.
Yes, and that's something that I discovered very early on of this thing when I scrolled down and the first step was being mean like Regina George, that this was about the movie Mean
At some
Girls.
point we should figure out how to pronounce the name of
Regina
the key character. Regina George. Regina George. Regina George.
I just want to say Regina.
I mean, you're not in Saskatchewan, so.
I know. Here's the description. Have you been trampled on, used, ridiculed, or suffered at the hands of others?
Oh, so
well,
much.
then, it's time to button up and learn how to be a mean girl. Note, however, that being mean does not make you cool, and people will not like you much if you're mean and rude all the time, so do not overdo it.
Okay, so there's a level that you can be mean to.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, well, I'm going to tolerate this because that person... I don't know. They helped me with a math test or something. They seem out of nowhere to have suddenly shifted in personality.
Yeah, what happened to them?
But then about the 10th or 12th time that they call you a bitch, it's like, well, I guess they're not my friend anymore.
Yeah, that's it. You have a level you have to get to.
So be aware. Be self-aware of the level that you can go to.
Yeah, exactly.
Key point.
That's
Thank you, WikiHow.
Good point to start on for once. Okay, part 1. Being mean like Regina George. 1. Look the part. Regina has power. Part of the reason she's readily handed this by others is because she's beautiful and always put together. As much as it sucks, the world will look at you and label you by what they see on the outside. So if you want the power to be mean, you gotta get the look. You have to be intimidating. And what are girls intimidated by? Beautiful girls. I will say, as a lesbian, I am intimidated by beautiful girls, and that is something entirely
reasons,
different.
though.
I don't buy into this as the first step.
Well,
so I want to be mean. I gotta look beautiful to be mean.
So yeah, immediately let's just throw an arbitrary percentage on it. Let's say 50% of people are not attractive enough to this WikiHow standard and immediately cannot proceed. Yeah.
And how do you know? I'm sitting... Well, I know that I can't do this article because I'm currently sitting here in jogging pants covered in my cat's fur and a t-shirt that no longer
You're being very mean
fits
to yourself.
me.
You can be a mean girl if you wanted to.
I can be a mean girl too.
You can destroy a school's social structure if you wanted to. If you put the effort in.
The real motivational part of this article.
You can ruin lives if you want it in your soul.
You can ruin your lives if you want to.
So at least a percentage of people... Well, you're right. How do they know?
How do you know? I think that everyone's beautiful enough to be mean.
So we at least...
Here at How to Not, we believe everyone is beautiful enough to be mean.
It's about inner beauty.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean the inner beauty of being innerly ugly.
Innerly ugly, but outsidely beautiful.
Mm-hmm. There are layers going on.
Yes.
It's like an onion.
You're like an onion.
So
Shrek.
on the outside, you're beautiful because on the inside, you believe you're beautiful because on the inner inside, you're actually an ugly, rotten person.
Exactly.
There, it all makes sense.
There you go. Your soul is rotten, but your outside's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Step 2 is be super nice to a few people. If you're mean to everyone, you'll just be flat out witch that no one wants to have any reason to like. You must act like your approval is hard to come by. Only a few are worthy of your praise, you picky little thing, you.
You picky little thing.
When people see that they don't measure up to your standards, they'll want to try harder.
Okay.
So pick, you have, let's say you have 10 friends.
Mm-hmm.
From now on, you may
50%
only be nice.
of them aren't beautiful enough to be mean.
You can only be nice to 5 of them.
Okay.
Choose wisely.
Yep. What are your standards? How do you divide your friends, Kaitlyn?
The people who won't tolerate me at any level of meanness, and then the people who be like, "You're being a bitch." Those people are gone.
Mm-hmm. Those fair weather friends who, once you start just talking about how ugly they are and how you hate them,
they want nothing.
To do with you for some reason. I hate fair weather friends.
Oh my god, they're like the worst. How about you, Rob? What's your standard?
How would I divide my friends?
How are you going to be a mean girl?
So the organization system.
Yeah.
I think I look at their clothes, their makeup, their possessions, the wealth that they've come from.
Yep.
If I'm being really mean, start to consider race, sexual orientation,
holy shit,
gender. You know, you gotta. I mean, if you're gonna be mean, you gotta go the whole way.
I think that if you go into that second category of mean, then you're just an asshole. There's no saving you.
Okay, so we need an article that's if we're going to that area, we need an article called "How to Be an Asshole."
Yes.
Okay.
This is just like generally mean. This is not like internet level troll. I hate everyone who's not a white cis male. Mean.
Are all internet trolls just a variation of a mean girl?
Every internet troll is somebody who read this article and then just did not follow the guides.
I mean, if Mean Girls had been made 10 years later, Regina George would have just been on
so
Instagram constantly, right?
Yeah.
Or Snapchat, I guess, if it was 10.
She would have been like, look at this burn book that I made.
And it's actually an Instagram story?
It's an Instagram story?
Of just like, it uses one of those various apps that I don't understand, and I don't know where you find them, but it's just all animation effects and little things that you add on to pictures.
Is there this is a real question. Mm-hmm. Was I always unaware that you hit an age where you no longer find these apps that people use, and it was like the younger generation is just like, here's how you use your phone.
Did you just hit that age? Oh, God bless you.
I did just hit that age, and it's really upsetting.
It's not, so, all right, we're going to take a detour here.
Yeah.
I have some bad news.
Oh, no. Does it get worse?
Because I'm a little older than you. It's not specific to apps.
Oh, no.
So there's a point in time, and I don't know where you are on the spectrum, and it's not locked into any specific age.
Okay.
But there will be things like you will stop recognizing any of the bands that appear on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah, I'm there.
You will just start to wonder, why do I need to be on any of these social media platforms?
Okay.
Because all of my friends have simultaneously decided they're not really on them either. Everyone just kind of decides, oh, yeah, that's not, You start to use Facebook again, just staying within the phone social media realm, because at least Facebook allows you to have almost a converstion with somebody.
That is very
Whereas
true.
every other social media just kind of trends towards pithy one-liners in the direction of people that you like.
Yeah, that's fair. I understand that. See,
You'll start to like classical music or jazz. That happened to me, remember?
No. Oh, you did.
Remember when I just started playing the Charlie Brown Christmas album for months on end?
Uncomfortable months of my life.
You start to actually just like look at something and realize, oh, right, I guess just knowing that there's effort behind it adds to the value of it.
I guess.
Versus just garbage things that you consume because it's kind of fun and ironic too.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet.
I could keep going. You'll stop watching movies because you feel like you have to just be part of that conversation.
Yeah.
You'll be like, no, my time is valuable. I'm going to watch movies that I think I'm going to like.
That's fair.
Yeah, it keeps going.
So the question being, have we hit an
age
we have
an article.
We're too old to be mean girls? I'm saying girl in this setting is genderless.
Right.
I think mean girl is an attitude, it's not gender specific.
So is there a difference between a mean girl and a mean woman? A woman could ruin your career, I feel like.
A mean girl can ruin your life.
Right. But it's a degree, and I don't want to talk down to anybody who is feeling bullied or feels like they are.
I was bullied to hell. So.
Oh, absolutely. Me too. But there's a degree of like, once you leave high school, it doesn't necessarily matter anymore. Yeah. Except for trauma and how it affects all your decision making for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
because,
exactly.
the bullying has still affected me there.
Oh, yeah.
But the actual interpersonal dynamics of like, I need that person to like me, or that person is haunting my every waking moment at school. That kind of
goes away.
It goes away.
Yeah.
Career, I feel like, and now maybe if I ever change companies, it will be the exact same thing. But career, I feel like somebody could ruin it, and then you're just ruined.
Oh, 100%.
You're like into the future. There's no natural evolution points where you can just leave something behind and nothing ever haunts you again because LinkedIn exists.
Oh, God, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like that social media platform that just won't go away, and you need it only for professional reasons.
Do you need it, though?
I use it on a daily basis.
Really?
I hit that age.
I haven't touched it in like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn it, Rob.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, back to the question.
Yes.
Mean Girls versus Mean Women.
Mean Girls just like, it's like that John Mulaney thing where he was like, 12-year-olds on the street look at you and they go, hey, you have weird eyebrows. And like they pick out the thing that you hate
I'm sensitive about.
Exactly. It's like that. Mean Girls are like that. Mean women, they can't pick up your flaws that easily. Mm-hmm. Mean girls can like look at you for a fucking second and be like, you're self-conscious about your thunder thighs.
But women can plot. And so the idea is, are we too old to be mean girls we're too old to notice flaws like that. To look at people and go like, our brain doesn't immediately decide how can I crush their spirit.
Yeah, no, I don't think I even have that part of my brain.
But on the other hand, we could say that that's why we need this WikiHow article.
This is very true, because I need to get in touch with my inner mean girl just to protect myself from them bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next?
Take things.
From Claire's? From just anywhere?
If someone else wants something, you take it anyway. After all, why not? Someone's gonna get it, and it might as well be you. If that's a boy, great. If it's a smart girl's homework, wonderful.
Now...
your silence there was just like so perfect.
Regina, I'm gonna have to talk to you about your homework that you turned in. It is entirely in Claudia's handwriting. Yeah. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work anymore because everybody does digital stuff now.
Do they?
We're too old.
In high schools?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, 100%.
I was not allowed to submit anything typed.
Look, okay, so...
Okay, this is giving an insight to how old we are.
Right. Now, giving further insight, I don't know how true this is or what percentage of students do this. Yeah. But it is a true fact that some students in high school, probably middle school too, write essays on their smartphones. Isn't that the most nightmarish thing you've ever heard about in your entire life?
What?
Can you imagine?
No.
Typing out an essay.
No.
750 words due next week.
No.
With 2 thumbs.
I can barely type a paragraph before I'm like, I'm out. Like, gotta go.
I do wonder, because sometimes you write out a text thing or an Instagram comment or something, and you're like, oh, this is much longer than I anticipated when I
and
started.
You're panicking as you write it?
So I feel like I could physically do it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I could go into writing an essay knowing that I have to blast out 750 words on 2 thumbs.
I absolutely could not do that.
So we don't understand you if you're young and listening. At least one 13-year-old identified themselves as a 13-year-old on Twitter to us. I don't know if you saw that.
Which I was like, you're cool. If you're 13
I don't know if you should be
listening
listening. I don't know.
Maybe you shouldn't listen
Are we
to us.
PG-13? I think in the classical rating we go to R a little bit.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have no idea how homework works in schools now anymore, but I know that I was not able to submit anything typed, so the handwriting thing wouldn't be an issue.
This article really seems aimed at people who are currently in high school and would theoretically already know.
Yeah.
I just have to throw out my integrity and everything that makes me a good person, and boom, I'm a mean girl.
Obviously. We
are coming at it from a more outsider view, and it's not really helping us so far.
No. But we'll see. Maybe the next steps will help.
All right.
Fire back. Regina is always ready with a biting, ready to wound, but not too obviously insult. If someone is giving you a hard time, give them a hard time back. But be subtle. They need to wonder if you meant what they thought you meant. So a vague insult.
Mm-hmm.
Give me one.
Just a vague insult.
Just a vague insult. That's like, did you really mean to insult me with that or not?
Oh, hold on. Is it vague insult or is it like a weird backhanded
Like a weird
compliment?
Backhanded compliment, I think is what they mean.
So, not anything specific about you.
Yeah.
I just love that you do that with your hair. Something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Or like, oh, I just love like that you have the courage to wear like a sweater like that.
We're both just ripping off, again, going back to John Mulaney. I don't know if you remember. Wasn't it? Now, ironically,
Maybe John Mulaney is a mean girl.
He's writing this out?
John Mulaney wrote it.
I believe it's a semi-outdated joke now, but it was about how you couldn't do Ocean's 11 with women.
Yeah.
Because 2 people would be getting along swimmingly and the rest would just be catty to each other.
Yeah, I think that was it.
And just be like making passive-aggressive comments like, I love how you'll just wear anything while miming doing a... what's it called?
A safe opening?
A safe opening.
Safe opening.
A safe opening.
Yeah, so I'm pretty confident in saying John Mulaney did write this. Mm-hmm. It's like everything is.
And maybe that joke
him.
didn't age too well. Although it seems he made it with decent intentions.
I think he made it with decent intentions, though I do not know. It's so brave of him to make jokes like that.
What? I'm trying to read how the level of sarcasm in that comment you just made.
That's exactly that I did the mean girl thing right.
Okay.
I don't understand this step at all. It seems like it came out of left field. Flirt. When it comes to boys, your personality needs to be a bit more refined. You should still expect things and take them, but it needs to be done coyly and with a smile. They should feel graced by your attentions, so only give it out sparingly. What boy is good enough for you anyway? Don't forget, boys and people in general are there solely to be used and manipulated by you.
Yes.
Who wrote this article?
Let everyone be your puppet.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Can I remind us that
boys are for using.
Rob, 100 people contributed to that, and they all were like, yes, that's a good fact.
Well, I guess, to be fair, it could have been person number 100 or person number, 99, 98 who added that, and only 2 or 3 people had to approve of it.
It's true.
If it was there since draft 1.
And I have issues with about 100 people.
There's 100 people out there that you really don't want to cross.
Rob, did you know that you're here solely to be used and manipulated by mean girls?
I mean, I've always felt like I didn't really have a purpose in this world. And I guess just getting confirmation of it is helpful in some way.
That's fair, yeah.
It's like how, and I know I tend to go to just Trump-related examples a lot.
I mean, how can you not?
It was the morning of the election, and then I just felt a weird sense of relief of like, well, this is our lives now.
Yeah.
I know what this is.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel now, knowing that I'm really on this earth only to perform what is asked of a mean girl without really knowing that I'm not acting of my own free will.
I mean, that's nice. It's nice to be, to know that you have that purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
I
or lack
do
of
not
purpose.
have that purpose, so I'm still searching.
Right.
Yeah, just sit back in my genderless void, watching mean girls crying, wishing I could be one of them.
Yeah, I feel pretty good.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, man.
Okay, this article got really scary really quick, and the way this step is written will immediately concern you. Mm-hmm. Fake nice at first. Remember how Regina George stopped that one girl in the hallway with a vintage skirt and told her she loved it, and then she turned around and made a blech sound? Just like that. The vintage girl has walked away thinking she's the tops, and Regina is super sweet. Now, Regina has power. Power, control, manipulation. I am terrified.
Is there a period after each of those words at the end? Right.
Like, who wrote this?
Now, here, I never really understood that scene entirely.
Yeah, me either.
Because Regina is, as the article said, trying to make the person think that she is actually very sweet.
Yes.
What really is she gaining from that long term? Because she reveals herself to other people willy-nilly that she's a mean girl.
Yes.
And that she hates them.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they were setting up for that girl to come back and be manipulated in some way.
But she never appeared again.
Didn't happen. I do now feel comfortable saying Tina Fey is a terrible scriptwriter because clearly that never came back. And
controversial opinions.
Tina Fey, one of the worst writers we possibly have ever had.
She's not funny. Doesn't know how to joke.
Doesn't know how to...
I think it's really brave of her to have put that script out in the world, though.
What is the brave thing going on?
That's like literally...
This is you trying to be mean?
This is literally me, being every single person who bullied me in high school.
Okay, it's really brave that you're doing that.
Yeah, I'd go do a talent show, and I get off the stage, and I'm like, it's really brave of you that you got up there and did that by yourself. And I was like... Was that a compliment, or was it just a huge embarrassment?
Real honest question.
Yeah.
And we can edit this out if you want. I feel like people in the LGBTQ plus sphere.
Yeah.
Sphere is probably not the right word. I apologize for that.
Yeah.
Honestly. But I feel like they get given the word brave a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Is it condescending?
Like, a lot.
Okay.
I find it pretty condescending.
Yep.
In the sense of, like, you would never go up to a straight person and be like, oh, it's so brave that you're, like, out here being who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, by saying, like, oh, it's brave of you to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you're just saying that because it's different from the norm. If it was just considered a normal thing, like, if we really want it to be.
Right.
It wouldn't be brave of you to be yourself.
Okay.
So unless we start making it the thing that we say to, like, literally everyone.
Yep. And does it change if it's applied to specific actions that you have made? If there's something that is genuinely seems a little bit more out of the norm, or does it feel okay if it's like given to you stepping out,
coming out or anything,
like doing something for your rights? Or
I feel like it's a compliment when it comes from somebody within the LGBTQ plus community, because they know how tough it is. Yeah, like they're from a place where like they're being genuine about it because they've either not had the courage to go there themselves or been brave enough to do that. But like when it's coming from like somebody outside of the community talking about it, it's like you don't actually know what you're complimenting, quote unquote, me on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's very brave of you to say that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Rob voted.
Mean girl.
Yeah, you did it. You did it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just retiring from the podcast now.
And now it's just 20 more minutes of me just reading silently to myself.
And me with my arms crossed, smugly smiling at myself.
Like, nice.
What's next?
8. Expect the world. Sometimes when you have high expectations of people, they yearn to meet them. So when people don't meet them, make it known. The idea here is that no one should want to disappoint you. In fact, they should go above and beyond. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So you need to expect that people will do everything for you. And if they don't meet those expectations, you call them on it.
So just have insanely high standards.
Yes.
If people don't meet those high standards, admonish them for not meeting those high standards.
Yeah.
Rinse and repeat until they are too scared to not do 110%.
Exactly.
Really, that's a good managerial style.
It is.
I would say.
I would actually agree.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I'm thinking of Parks and Rec, right? Amy Poehler's character really wanted the world from everybody. And so most of the time people rose to meet those standards, but she wasn't mean about it.
Right.
So maybe this isn't exclusive to Mean Girls.
Is it just a
self-confidence
point of view?
thing? Yeah.
Is it the intention if you are doing it maliciously? Or is it just if you need somebody to do their best, expect the best out of them?
That's true. Also, though, Amy Poehler was in Mean Girls.
So that's where she learned it. Gotcha.
See? There we go. Another step.
Is it therefore canon that the mom from Mean Girls became Leslie Knope?
Oh my God, I wish. That would be the best.
Leslie Knope also has the hard as rocks fake boobs.
Yes. Be forgetful. Even if you met someone 50 times, forget their name. Or fake it. You know they're in your math class and have been going to the same school as you for 6 years, but they don't have to know you know it. Parks and Rec, Ron Swanson. Mm-hmm. Did he not
I don't remember
live
that.
by this? It was something with April where he taught April to call somebody by the wrong name in order to get power over them.
Okay.
So I'm like, ooh, feels familiar.
I recently rewatched, did you ever see the College Humor Prank War?
No.
Between Streeter, Seidel, and Amir Blumenfeld?
No.
All right, so about 10 years ago it happened. It was, I want to say legendary among at least my group of friends, but it was a escalating prank war that in retrospect, some of them went way too far.
Yeah.
But one of them was, because it started out as like, one of them was mad at the other one for singing along to a song in their shared office.
Okay.
So he spliced in fake porno audio into the song so that the guy was singing along like super loud, and then all of a sudden got really awkward. It built up to, and this is only halfway to where it built up to.
Okay.
This is about halfway through the series before they each seemed to call it off because somebody was going to murder somebody else. One of them tricked the other one into flying across the country to be in a scene from the sketch show Human Giant. Oh. And Human Giant was in on the idea that they were going to pretend that this guy was a terrible, terrible actor. And they were improvising the entire time. And one of the things was that they just kept calling Amir Anil or something like that.
Oh my God.
That was a long, winding story just to say that you should probably check those out.
Yeah.
There's certain things that, that's not cool almost at all. Yeah. But overall, an enjoyable way for me to spend an extra hour at this office on Friday night, which is what I did. Yeah.
We are on part 2 now.
Okay.
Which is tapping. Wow, sorry. I tried to correct the grammar on it for it, but let me just say how it is. Tapping your inner mean. Be confident. You're talented and beautiful no matter what people think. You may not be perfect, but nobody is. Learn to be, act, look, and feel confident. You'll be amazed at how much power simply acting confident will give you. That's just a good tip.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not confident, nobody else will expect confidence from you. So even if you feel like you're like falling to pieces, be confident about it. Like, you're fine.
Whether you're trying to be mean, whether you're trying to get ahead in life, whether you're just trying to be the best person you can be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a roundabout.
A lot of these tips, you could probably just, if you take out the fact that you want to ruin and crush somebody's spirit, really they're just about self-actualization.
Yeah,
what if we just take this WikiHow article, rip out
the mean parts.
Yeah. Say that we're parodying it.
Yeah.
But we publish it
and
as a self-help book.
We've got it down. And
with contributions from however many people?
120 or something.
There you go. Who will not be credited or given any money.
No. Assert your independence. Learn to do things by yourself and only ask for help when you're desperate. You need no one. Depending on someone else requires you to need them, something you want to avoid. Honestly, I'm really good at that because I just am a very independent and socially anxious person.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, down.
So, like, lock yourself in your room.
Yeah.
Don't talk to anybody.
Don't talk to anyone. Don't ask for help unless you desperately need it. And then pretend you never asked for it.
I'm already part of the way to a mean girl.
Me too. I'm there.
Awesome.
I didn't even know it.
So cool.
Say what you like and speak your mind whenever possible. I agree with that. That's just a good thing. That's all I had to say about this. Okay. Become friends with confident mean girls. They'll encourage your confidence and the way you stick up for yourself, as opposed to shy girls that take any abuse hurled at them. You will need some support, as this new change will be hard to keep up with 24/7. This is flawed. You cannot just be friends with the mean girls. Like, you can't just suddenly decide that you want to be friends with them. I don't agree that that's a real thing.
I don't know. I feel like if you present yourself with the right attitude and you clearly also want to be a mean girl,
yeah,
it is like a competition within that group.
Yeah.
And they will welcome somebody that they feel like they can crush.
Oh, yeah.
It's an arms race within them to be the most mean that they can be. And they invite the competition.
That is a fair point.
Because they always travel in packs, these mean girls.
They do. It's like at least 3 or 4. Like, that's the minimal number, but you never see over like 7. Like, it's between 3 and 7, and that's like the ideal mean girl group.
No fewer than 3.
No
larger than 7.
No larger than 7, but also there's never competing mean girl groups in high school. There was only ever one. It was like you got into your grade's mean girl group or you suffered.
Well, it was like the Borg. It was either they crush the people who would compete against them, or they amalgamate them into the mean girl group.
Do you want to know a real story?
Okay.
I was friends with the mean girls at my high school. For like a period of time until we hit, I think, 9th. We were friends in grade 7 and 8, and then 9th grade, I just became like too geeky, I guess.
Okay.
And then they just like, so I was like the one person that particular group of mean girls like knew a lot of shit about because like we were friends. So I was like the ideal target. But I was friends with them for a while, and I didn't know they were mean girls until I became not part of their friend group and was like, oh, I was one of the mean girls.
Were they doing the thing? Oh, so you were actually one of the mean girls, or were they doing the thing where they were being sweet to you constantly?
I was manipulated.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, so that's how Regina George being nice to the girl with the terrible skirt. You're the person with the terrible skirt.
I was the person with the terrible skirt.
And then they could just pretend
literally, probably.
What? How did they use? I lost it.
I don't remember
I lost
Girls.
it. I thought I had it. I lost it.
I don't remember Mean Girls in the movie. Also, I just realized this article is using witch to replace bitch. And I've just realized it because of this next topic.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to take on a witch. We all know who they are and how destructive they can be. Never be nice to her. Even better, ignore her. Make her aware that you don't like her and you're not afraid of her either. So is this article actually teaching you how to become the head mean girl and get rid of the other mean girl?
Oh, what's the point of being like the second or third mean girl?
No,
you want to be the top one.
You can only be the top.
Yeah.
And then you're done.
I think if you're invested so much that you're reading a WikiHow article, you want the best. It's all or nothing.
That is very true.
So yeah, if you happen to find a witch, and let's just take it literally,
just for a second.
a
literal witch. Hermione Granger.
If you find Hermione Granger, the meanest girl of all.
The meanest girl.
Always showing off how she can pronounce Wingardium Leviosa.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Such a Regina George move.
God.
If you happen to find a real witch, you're going to have to take her out. And I mean literally. You're going to have to, because she's a witch. Dine her. Burn her at the stake. Put a stake through her heart.
Yeah.
There's some way to kill a witch, I'm sure.
So in That's what this means is you have to go search how to kill a witch on WikiHow.
Otherwise, she's just going to do the Imperious Curse? Is that the one where you can control people?
Yes.
It's a shortcut to...
Crucio was the torture one.
Imperious,
I think, was the mind control one.
Avada Kedavra is the death one?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. And
We
there's
just
3 of them.
revealed how cool we are.
Do you think high schoolers know Harry Potter anymore?
I hope they do.
I don't know if they do.
Oh, God.
I think it might be over.
Tell us.
They're all about... Look, it's all about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them now. All about that 1920s style.
That is wrong, and I never even saw that
All
movie.
about... These kids today, they don't know who Harry is. They don't know who Hagrid is. You know who they like? Blonde Johnny Depp.
Ew.
That's who they like. Grindelwald. Young Dumbledore, played by Jude Law in a suit vest. That's who they're into.
Where he's not gay, even though he's canonically gay.
Okay, I'm going to say something controversial.
Okay.
Did those books really ever imply that he was gay at all?
No, the books never did. I think J.K. Rowling was like, oh, here's an opportunity for me to capitalize on, like, LGBT positivity. Let's just say after the fact that Dumbledore was
She
gay.
did do that, like, 5 years ago. She was a little bit ahead of the progression curve.
But now she's kind of showing that she's, like, never progressed from that point. She's a little like the Joss Whedon.
Ooh,
you know?
oh
like,
boy,
that is
harsh words.
He was, like, feminism, and then his feminism hasn't progressed for 20 years.
I feel like,
man,
I haven't seen Justice League, but I caught some scenes of Justice League on YouTube.
God. Have you ever seen the leaked Batgirl scripts that he was like working on and how bad they were?
Or do you mean Wonder Woman?
Batgirl.
I didn't see I don't think a Batgirl script leaked.
Yeah.
No, he never wrote a script. That was his reason for leaving. I think you're thinking of the old Wonder Woman script.
Thinking about the Wonder Woman,
which was apparently from Steve Trevor's point of view. But anyway, speaking of Wonder Woman and Joss Whedon, some scenes where it's just like, intro Wonder Woman as she's walking through a hallway and the camera is just perfectly framed with her ass.
What?
It's like ass level. Like it's you know that thing where it's not like center of the frame, it's like a little bit off to the side of the frames that they could like get away with like we weren't focusing on the ass.
I hate that.
But no, it's the same way of like if Batman was walking down the hallway and like the camera would be at eye level with him, even if he was like it was over his shoulder, it was like hip level with Wonder Woman.
You know what? And I would have no problem with that if they did that also for everyone else's asses in the movie. Like if it was like
that's why that Captain America poster for Infinity War is getting such praise on Twitter.
Yes.
She's like, he's doing the Scarlet Witch pose. Not Scarlet Witch. Black Widow.
Yeah, exactly.
Too many colors and nouns.
Yeah.
Back to Harry Potter. Oh yeah, I feel like I brought this tweet up on this show before. But that J.K. Rowling parody tweet.
Oh my god.
Where somebody's just like, J.K. Rowling gets up in the morning, goes to her wheel, spins it 3 times or 3 different wheels and goes, Hagrid, then joined ISIS.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm butchering that joke.
But next step. Be unpredictable.
Oh no.
If you vary your moods or choices as you please, people will become wary of you. They also might get exhausted of this, so do this at the right time in the right place. This means being really mean and really nice. So just have mood swings like I experience when I have my period.
But that doesn't make sense with Regina George being nice to the ugly skirt girl, because this would propose that sometimes you're super nice to the ugly skirt girl, and sometimes you're super mean to the ugly skirt girl.
I think you should just like, the ultimate mean girl is nice to everyone and rarely very mean. You just pull it out when you need to.
That's the ultimate mean girl?
Yeah.
So the ultimate mean girl is
actually nice.
Is actually a nice, normal person who sometimes has bad days.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know if that definition holds up
to any
scrutiny at all. But okay, let's follow that. Let's follow that from here on. Let's see how it fits with the next step.
This is the final step.
Okay.
And it's not one that I was expecting. I'm honestly shocked as I just scrolled to it.
Oh, you're building it up.
Don't be a girly girl.
Oh, interesting.
Giggling, wearing pink everything, and acting like a preschooler is not going to work.
What? You're actively going against what the movie. Don't wear pink? Yeah. The movie explicitly has a whole thing about wearing pink.
Wasn't it on Wednesdays we wear pink?
Wednesdays we wear pink.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you don't remember the movie.
Be whatever you like, but make people aware of your mean potential. You mean business, not simply 6th grade girl moodiness. I think that final step ruined the credibility of this entire article.
Because we know explicitly that Regina George, above all else, respects pink.
Yeah.
Also, it did seem to reveal that you shouldn't be doing normal 6th grade moodiness or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So this is aimed at 6th graders.
This is aimed at 6th graders, and we probably should have known
Not
that.
people in their mid-20s.
Well, that's it for the article.
Okay.
There is only one community question, and this is just, how do I flirt? And the answer says, go see how to flirt on WikiHow for more details.
Well, future episode. I want to propose a potential segment.
Yes.
Where we have read this article.
Okay.
We usually find them left wanting.
Yes.
So we have to come up with, how do we think
Okay.
you actually become a mean girl?
Okay, yeah.
So
I'm down.
what are the steps to becoming a mean girl? Number one, I feel like you need to pick a victim.
Oh,
Pick someone. Start small.
Yeah.
Start small.
Yeah.
Pick one person that you want to crush. And then build an entire strategy to crush or amalgamate that person, and then move on to the next one. Rinse
really
and
good.
repeat.
That's really
It's
good.
a long-term play, high school.
I think that's
It's 4
all you
years.
really need, actually. I think that's the only step you need to be a mean person. You just repeat that as you see fit.
But you need a strategy of how to do it, how to crush that person.
How to crush them.
Kaitlyn, what's the easiest way to crush somebody's spirit?
Oh, the easiest way to crush somebody's spirit is invite them to a birthday party, and then they show up and the birthday party's not happening, and then they have to eat that chocolate alone at their house.
Now, one thing is,
that was uncomfortably close to home.
that doesn't make any fucking sense to me, what you just said.
Oh, it's happened.
I know. B of what I was about to say was like, it's clearly, I was anticipating you were going to maybe deny it, but it was clearly a personal story. So, hold on, they invited me to a birthday party that did not exist.
No, and nobody was there, so I showed up with a gift for this person.
Okay.
The party wasn't happening. The mom was like, oh, no, what? And then basically closed the door. The party was happening at somebody else's house.
Okay.
That I didn't get invited to. So I went home and just ate the gift that I had.
Oh, the gift was food.
It was like a chocolate thing.
Okay.
So I just ate it alone.
Well, I'm just so sorry that happened to you. But it was very confusing where I thought you went to somebody's house.
Yeah.
There was no party there.
No.
But they said, we do have this birthday cake that you do have to eat now. You must eat this cake.
That would be better.
That's what it sounded like.
Matilda. You have to eat the cake.
Bruce. And it's weird that the movie adapted that in that way, because in the book he did have to eat that all alone in a house, and it was a weird chapter out of nowhere because you didn't follow up Bruce before or after. It was just the wild adventures of Matilda, and then a chapter in the middle about this lonely boy eating an entire cake at his house.
Yeah,
with no one
regular
watching.
Stuff.
Yeah,
that's an easy way to crush people's spirit. My number one way would be to find the one thing that they're insecure about. Mm-hmm. And just
exploit
go in on it.
So if it's eyebrows, you just call them eyebrows.
Yeah.
And it's
works.
simple but effective.
It's simple but effective.
Exactly.
I will say that we here at How to Not do not condone being mean.
Well, then what's the point of this episode? No, I vehemently disagree with this. I don't understand.
You really want to be mean?
Well, then why did we just spend the last 40 minutes reading this? Are you wasting my time?
Rob, we can't let them know we want to be mean. That's part of being mean. You have to think that you let them think that we're really nice, and then we're going to lure them in. And then one day,
I'm sorry,
I was be like, hello, you're listening to this Melissa? Nice eyebrows, Melissa.
But here's the problem. I thought we were going in this moment with the strategy of actually just being straight up mean, and I was being straight up mean to you.
Oh.
And because we have to be unpredictable, I don't know when to be nice and when to be mean. It doesn't give me much direction on which one to pick moment to moment.
That's a really big fault of this entire
It's
article.
like a police interrogation where it's like one of you should be good cop and one of you should be bad cop, but you should also switch it up completely randomly all the time. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
No. Anyway, we got reviews.
We do, and Rob has them on his phone, so he's going to read them.
First review, A++ from Rachel Ossiraptor. Thanks to this podcast, I was finally able to start journaling as a mermaid instead of regular worthless human journaling. Yeah, regular journaling is worthless, you're right.
It is.
I've really reached a new level of self-discovery, incredibly informative and practical advice.
Well, thank you for that awesome review. That's
Thank
nice.
you. I hope you please keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
Keep that mermaid journaling to yourself.
We said it here, but you really shouldn't have sent that in because now you've ruined the integrity of your journal.
Don't fuck this up for the rest of Kaitlyn's kind. I believe in the canon. I am not a mermaid. I just accidentally discovered this, and I am now trying to protect you.
I'm trying to protect everyone.
Mm-hmm. Love these so much from G7QWCN.
What?
Love the podcast. Makes me look like a crazy person when I'm driving from laughing so hard. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that
you didn't hear anything about that mermaid
about
stuff.
This.
Nothing.
It's all a secret.
It all just sounds like 50 Shades of Grey stuff. Please go listen to the mermaid episode if this doesn't make any sense to you.
If you haven't listened to that episode, where the fuck do you loyalties lie?
There might be new people who are working backwards. I believe that's how I listen
backwards?
to podcasts. Yeah.
You monster. I have to listen chronologically or I'm done.
Do you ever listen to a podcast with over like a dozen episodes? Because that seems insane to me.
Oh, yeah. I've listened to The Adventure Zone.
Yeah.
I listen chronologically.
How many podcasts do you listen to?
Pretty much just Macro.
Oh, okay. Well, content. Yeah. I have like 80 podcasts.
Yeah,
on my app,
I know.
So I at some point I have to decide just to jump in and not waste my life alone in a room, not talking to anybody like a mean girl. And so that's it for this week.
Yeah. If you like what you listen to, you can go on iTunes or any other place that lets you review and leave a 5-star review and an article suggestion. We might pick that up and use it in the show. Today's article was actually suggested by RJ Lackey on Twitter. He tweeted this into us. So thanks, RJ. And you can also tweet articles at us at How to Not Show if you want to.
Kaitlyn's on vacation next week, but we will be back on the 23rd with a new episode.
Yes, we will. That is true. Because I will be in Berlin meeting with some of you. So if you haven't seen that yet, check out my Twitter for details on that.
Thank you, everybody. And I think that's it. Kaitlyn, play us out.
Boo boo doo boo boo doo boo boo doo boo boo. I'm mean, not